Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 6 of this NHL 20 Canadian Cup Challenge here with the Halifax Highlanders. Just before we jump into this video, if you guys are new to the channel, enjoying my content, and have not subscribed yet, please go down into this bottom corner right here and consider subscribing because we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers here on this channel. But anyways, let's jump into the video. So, if you guys missed last episode, go up into the top corner of the video. It'll be right up above here, and that will link you to a playlist of this entire series so far. You can catch up on whatever you missed and, hopefully get up to date with this series. So, last episode, we concluded the 2022/23 season. We were able to trade up and land an absolutely fantastic player in Connor Bedard. Drafted him second overall behind Matvei Michkov, very good Russian prospect. But this is how the lineup's currently looking. We've got Bedard on the left wing there, even though he is a better fit for our first line. I was hoping that we were going to be able to play Othman on the second line and he was going to fit well. Unfortunately, he hasn't really done that so well. The carry shoot, or what is he? Carry cycle balance? Yeah. And I thought carry cycle balance was going to work just fine here, but apparently not, as he really just isn't the greatest fit for this lineup. So it's too bad, but at the same time, I think he's still going to be able to grow here with line mates like Lafreniere and Barker. And then same thing for Bedard with Byfield and Perfetti there. He should be just fine. He's got a playmaker and a power forward creating space for him, and he's going to be able to put a couple pucks in the net this season. I would assume so, as his shot is already at 5 stars. Not quite the same as Othman, unfortunately, which is weird because he's listed as a sniper. So we'll see how that goes moving forward here with this season. As far as the defense goes, right now we got O'Brien and Behan playing together on the top pairing. We made that move for Bowen Byram, and then we also have Brant Clark up now. Obviously, he was drafted second overall 2 years prior to the Connor Bedard signing, and Clark's going to be great. It took him a couple extra years to grow here, but that just means we get him on a 3-year deal here until he is 23 years old. So I'm not complaining about it. And then in goal, obviously, we have Carter Hart, who's played a season for us, had a pretty average season, put up 37 wins. He's had better seasons in Philadelphia, but we're looking to him for kind of leading this franchise from the back end and really being that cornerstone, that rock of a goaltender that just steals you games, honestly. So, before we actually jump into this entire episode, let's get into some comments first. And, first one here comes from, our loyal subscriber, Linebot. He said, make sure you hold on to Hart. He becomes a 91 overall so fast, and you're crushing it. So, love the support, and yes, we're definitely going to be holding on to Hart. That's why we signed him on that $9.2 million deal. He's not leaving anytime soon. Doesn't matter how well or bad he performs. The next comment here comes from Sunik, who says, dude, keep up with the grind. Your channel is amazing, and you're actually killing it. I'm so glad you popped up into my recommended. Again, love the support. Thank you, Sunik. And I seriously appreciate every single one of my subscribers. Next comment here comes from Benjamin I keep saying his name wrong. The next comment here comes from Benjamin Lepajärvi, who said, an absolute steal of a trade for Byram. I agree. He's going to be a great top 4 defender here for us for the remainder of this series, hopefully, and is going to be fantastic here with hopefully the Highlanders actually competing and getting some cups moving forward. Next comment said, he said, this was also Benjamin Lepajärvi, and he said, even though you might have overpaid Detroit for the second pick, I think it's definitely worth it. And I agree, Bedard is going to be worth it in the long run here. He's going to be insane. And Benjamin Lepajärvi was also saying, especially with this Highlanders core, he's just going to be fantastic. Next comment here came from Gabriel S., who said, I would trade for Trevor Wong or Brad Lambert. I have them in my franchise mode, and they're both 93 overall, by the way. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Gabriel. And I did kind of comment back to him with this. I said we could go for Wong. We don't really need to be honest. I was considering it when we ended up getting Othman instead. And Othman probably fits better, to be honest. But, if we need a second line winger, we could potentially try to go out and get Wong instead and trade Othman maybe, because Othman's not the greatest system fit here for a system that we are going to be playing. There's no question about that. But Lambert we can't actually go get, guys, because even though I'm pretty sure his parents are Canadian, they moved there for his dad's hockey career before he was born. And then when Brad Lambert was actually born in Finland, he decided to take up Finnish nationality. So yeah, he's actually listed as a Finnish hockey player, even though I'm pretty sure he has a lot of Canadian background and ties and stuff like that. On to the next comment. This was actually, I guess this will be 2 days ago by the time this video comes out, but this was Jared Serhando here. He said, it's also my birthday and it made my day for this video. So I wished him a happy birthday, but I'll do it again in the video. Happy belated birthday here, Jared. And I'm glad you're enjoying the series. Next up, we've got Skier Bigfoot. I believe it's Skier. It's Skyer maybe. I think it's Skier. Skier Bigfoot says, how do you draft so well? Do you have any tips? And I commented, actually what I'll do is I'll do a full-blown walkthrough in this episode here coming up, and then I'll also cut it out and make it a separate video to go on my channel later. So you're going to get, if you're watching this video, you will get an entire drafting tips and trick kind of video here to get really good drafts every time and scout good prospects. And this is a perfect draft because, the first 3 or 4 drafts are a little more predictable because there's a lot of players that have been put into the game already by EA's computers and information and stuff like that. But by the time you get to about year 5 where we're at right now, the entire draft is computer generated, which is awesome. And that's exactly what we need here. So we're going to get into a definite draft tutorial in this video. So thank you, Skier Bigfoot, for that. That will be a little bit later on in this video. And the last couple comments here were just, some support from Ian's Corner said, go Etanyos. So thank you. I appreciate that. And then Dustin, I believe it's Dustin Delex or Delex. I don't know how you say it. He also said good video. So again, thank you. Let's get into this episode here really. So we're going to start off and we're actually going to get into my assigned scouting and stuff like that. Before, this is how you want to start, guys. So you want to go and you want to make sure that you have scouts in about as many regions as possible. Right now we've got an owner mode going, so that will actually limit you to this scouting assignment here and how that's going to affect your team, because what you can do is you can see it overall here. Our best scout is actually our Liga scout, which doesn't really make sense because we should probably have him scouting like AH or the WHL or something like that because he's our best scout, but that's just because we're going for all Canadians here. We're going to focus more on the Canadians here because that's the series, but let's get into this. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit this page here. You can see I don't have a lot of scouts outside of the CHL because that's where all our players are right now, but we do have a Liga scout as well as a rest of the world scout. I don't think there's any prospects in rest of the world, so here's a quick tip for you guys that you can use. You can actually use your right joystick here, click on the scout, and it brings up their whole information page, and then you can see where exactly they are good at scouting. So as you can see with this scout, Natalia Simic, she's really good at scouting the rest of the world as well as Russia. So those 2 places are the best places to have her scouting. She could also scout the SHL and maybe the NHL Pacific or Metropolitan, but as of right now, I think we'll relocate her to Russia just to kind of show you guys what we're doing here. Obviously, the relocation stuff isn't going to cost you anything if you're actually doing this without owner mode, but I'm doing it with owner mode here. So this is limiting our budget and how good a scout we can get, but we are going to change her assignment. So from rest of the world, she's going to move over to Russia and then can scout prospects there. But as you can see, the region efficiency is an A+ on pretty much every single one of my scouts just because they've been there for a while. So that is huge because that's going to help your scouts bring out more accurate and better reports. So let's get started here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to select your scout, press A, go over, and then go scout specific players. So this is all in the assigned scouting menu. And then what you're going to want to do, I like to do 3 scoutings. I actually also kind of picked up this method from a YouTuber named Data782. So if you guys haven't heard of him, he's a smaller NHL YouTuber, does great franchise mode videos as well. If you haven't heard of him, go check out his channel. I'll leave a link in the description. But that's kind of where I picked this method up from, which is a split up your scouting into 3 sections of the calendar. So your first section, you're going to do a wide sweeping report. You're going to scout from beginning of September all the way until February. And then from February, you'll scout until, I believe it's May, yeah. And then you'll do May to June, and the draft is on June 1st. So you want all your scouting done on your prospects by June 1st. So here's what we're going to do is, well, another thing is that if you go and start at the top, you can see here, you're obviously going to want to select potential comparison because that's the only thing that actually affects your scouting and how well you're going to see a player's potential and stuff like that. So if we start going like this and we go down the list, you can see our number 3 player is actually down. He's the 4th player on the list now, so he'll be the 4th player scouted. So what you're going to want to do when you're doing this list is you're going to want to start way back down where you can figure out, how long it's going to take to scout up to February 1st or wherever. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start at, usually I like to do about 15 or 16 prospects here. So the first 10 are on that first page, and if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, usually that's about good. And then you'll see an estimated date down at the bottom there. Estimated date is September 20th for one prospect. So if we start spamming this, and literally all I'm doing is double selecting and then selecting the potential comparison and then moving up with my joystick, you can see that actually only takes us to December 21st, which is good, which means we can probably get one more prospect here out of 16. And yeah, December 27th. Actually, no, sorry, we're going to January. So we can get probably 5 or 6 more prospects in here. So looks like we can scout 22 prospects. So that's how efficient this scout is that we can get 22 prospects because an A- scout with A+ efficiency in the region, 22 prospects are getting scouted before we even get to February. So that's awesome. Make sure, this is the biggest thing, guys, that I always mess up with in scouting, that everybody I'm sure does, is not pressing the start button when you're done and hitting B by accident, and then it just deletes everything. You don't save any of those potential comparisons, and it's annoying as hell. So make sure you always press the start button on your controller right here when you're done scouting certain players. So there you go. You can see estimated date is January 26th for that scouting report to be done. We're going to go and do the same thing for Simic here. Let's see. We're probably going to do about 16 or 17 players here. So right around here should be good to start. And then obviously, this is essentially just spam. You see I missed one. Just go back. Make sure you have everybody selected that you want to scout. The only goalie that looks kind of the only player that looks kind of intriguing in here right now is Medvedov because he's a goalie way back. So as you can see, this scout is not nearly efficient. We scout 20 players, and that takes us all the way to April, which is not good enough. We have to stop at the beginning of February. So that's the furthest we can go. We can only scout 13 prospects with this scout. So obviously this is where you would want more scouts in the region if you're not really worried about, if we were doing a strictly draft to glory series in this series, we would only have amateur scouts. There's no reason why we'd have any other any other AHL or NHL scouts. It would be all amateurs just to bring in the best prospect information as possible. But For this series, obviously, I do have a lot of Canadian players that I'm looking at around the league, so that's why I have more AHL and NHL scouts here. But, we're doing all these regions that really aren't going to affect how things play out, but, it's just more for an example for you guys to help you understand how to scout better in this game. So we're going to go down. As you can see, not nearly as many prospects in the USA West region. So honestly, you know what? With this scout, if I can relocate them to the USA Central, because usually the USA Central has a lot more prospects. It's just I haven't been re-signing my scouts in this series. Usually I would say re-sign every single one of your scouts if you can. We're going to move this guy from the West to the Central because it's A+ to A-. So really it doesn't affect that much, but it gets us a lot more prospects just based on the region. And you can see here, only 17, 18 prospects available there versus, almost 90 in the Central. That's definitely worth our time a bit more. So, we'll go in here. This will be a better example again for you guys. And, even though these guys aren't highly rated in the draft, it's probably worth it to still just go in and make sure you get all this information, kind of understand this better. So let's get through here. I don't think we're going to nearly get 18 prospects. You can see March 15th, a little bit too far there, so you can delete a couple from the back here. And February 14th, February 24th, March 5th. Okay, so we can have up to 16 prospects in this region getting scouted here in this first report before February, not at February. That's my bad. So we can actually get less than 16. You guys got to be really careful with your dates and make sure that you're actually getting all your prospects scouted before then. I would recommend to have 2 scouts per region. You can see I've done that with all the CHL regions because this is mainly where I'm scouting. I've got 2 OHL coaches, 2 WHL, and 2 Q coaches. So it's like, this is how I would recommend to do your scouting properly here is with this example. So when you go to scout players, figure out who's going to be scouting which half of the draft kind of. And that's literally what you'll do is you'll scout half a region with one scout half with the other. And usually if you can get up to the 200 prospect mark, usually you're going to be good. So I would start maybe at 89 here. Don't even go over 100 with this scout yet and just see where this kind of takes us to. And it looks like we're definitely past February at this point, so that's not great, but we do have the number 1 prospect in this scouting report, so that's a big thing that you want to find information on. So we'll definitely delete a couple of these bottom prospects off of here, and it looks like we only get up to prospect number 67 there. So I'm making a mental note of that for where our January date takes us up to. Obviously you want to scout the higher prospects in the draft because that's where the more of the talent's going to be. It's unlikely that you find as many elites further back in the draft and stuff like that. But now, since I've made that mental note, I go to my other WHL coach right away, and then we can start scouting from, I know I need to go up to here, but I can start my count of probably about 14 prospects down from here. So probably about here would be good, and then we can just spam all the way back up to pick number 67. This is like really the quickest way that you can get an efficient and in-depth scouting report here. So you can see, 16 took us right up to January 25th. If I do one more, then we're into February. It doesn't make sense. So right there is good. That is the number we're doing. And there you go. You have your WHL is pretty much completely scouted up to, I think it was, around pick 150 or so. So that's awesome. Obviously we have more later picks in this series just because of the trading and stuff I've done, but at least the top 150 out of, the top 200 in the draft out of the WHL are getting scouted between Burrows and Payat there. But, do the same thing with your other scouts here, and looks like there are more top prospects in here, which is good. So let's go down to, I'd say probably 14, but you can see the numbers are different in every division and every region. So some scouts you'll be like, all right, I got right up to player number 400 and whatever with this scouting report, and others you'll be sitting there going, wow, I only made it up to pick number like 67 or something like that. So January 25th, we make it all the way to 96 with our OHL scout, just because there's probably less players in the OHL. So again, make a mental note. just remember that for when you go into your other scouting page here with the other scout. And we went up to 96. So then, I mean, it doesn't really matter which way you do it when you're on the lower end prospects, but usually you want to know who your top end prospects are first compared to the lower end prospects later in the draft, and just, find out that information in a numerical order. But looks like we can get up to, okay, so that's February 14th. So probably gonna have to delete about 3 players off the bottom here. 1, 2, 3. That takes us up to January 24th. Okay, we can go right up to the 29th, which is really good with this scout. Some scouts are different. It just depends on their efficiency, really, compared to their overall. And that's how that's going to determine what date they get their scouting report done by. So finally, we have the queue here. I think this is all I'm going to do, really, for this example in this video. But we'll cut in later when we sim through the calendar a bit more and get the scouting reports back. But as of right now, I think we'll just finish off the QMJHL and then go from there. So I think this was about 16 prospects. We'll see. And it looks like, okay, that was more than 16. That was 18, and that takes us up to the 11th of February. So just delete 2 of them off of there, and then remember, pick 97 for this other coach and their other scout, and then go from there. So if we go 97, then usually about, anywhere from 10 to 25 prospects. It depends on how good your scout is, really. Obviously, these scouts aren't the best because I haven't been focusing on that in this series compared to like acquiring players and stuff. But you can see 16 players is a good number there for my scouts right now. If you go out and get like B- or even A-rated scouts, you're gonna get like 20 to 25 prospects available for scouting by the time you reach the February deadline there. That's what I call it anyways. It's my February deadline where I have to have my scouts done by that point, and we'll see how many guys we get in there. Obviously, I could go out and hit the start button and hire more scouts that are supposedly better. They really aren't that much better, to be honest, but there's also a scout count at the bottom there, which is really handy and efficient. So usually I like to have around 2 to 3 scouts per region, just to really make sure that my my scouting is good and airtight and I'm not missing anybody up to a certain number. So yeah, that's how I do my scouting normally. We'll see if usually you don't get an actual view draft class back here by the time you sim the season, but okay, I want to play Connor Bedard in the NHL. I mean, he should be. He's 80 rated, but that doesn't really matter. The 9-game trial, that's kind of broken in this game. I feel like if certain players are like 84, 85 rated heading out of the draft, it's like, he probably doesn't need a trial. He's probably good enough to just play in the NHL, but 80 rated, I understand that. So this is what I'm talking about with the owner mode. If you allocate the budget, like, yes, you could toss a little more money into the scout salaries. I don't really need to right now, just because I'm happy with what I've got for my scouts. And honestly, I'm kind of more focused on just meeting owner goals and stuff like that. So that's why I'm spending on arena operation instead of scout salary. But if you bump up your scout salary, yes, you could get better scouts still. But yeah, let's see if anybody really got scouted here yet or not heading into the regular season. Because usually there isn't. There's like 1 or 2 prospects that you might actually have a full-on scouting report on. But a lot of the time, it takes right up until almost that February deadline for you to actually see some results from the scouting. So we get to go to the assigned scouts there, but I've already done that beginning with the preseason. I would always recommend you start off right away with the preseason for doing that. So we do actually have a couple of scouting reports, and I told you guys the top prospects are going to get the majority of the attention here. You can see the SHL, I don't even care about because it's not a Canadian prospect. This guy, Aiden Woolley, would actually be eligible for this series that we're doing right now. But, if you want to scout all these guys, make sure you have scouts in every region where there's a top prospect. Other than that, you can see a lot of these guys are still getting scouted. You can sort by potential too, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. You can see this guy is definitely someone we're going to scout by the time we hit February. I'm not going to scout anybody now, even though you can literally just go like this and go like information button and then press Y and scout player. Don't do that, because it will add on an extra couple players to your scouting assignment that you've already laid out for your scouts, and then it will actually kind of mess up what information they give you. So don't go and scout players in your draft menu. Yes, you can look through it and all that stuff, but do not scout players there. Make sure you do it in your actual assign scouts menu at the dates you have set. So anyways, we are going to, I think I actually need to make a trade or two here with our Halifax team before we jump into a full calendar sim. But anyways, I'll be back with you guys for sure at the February deadline here to kind of see how the scouting's going. But I'm trying to remember, what trades do we need to make? I mean, one trade I wanted to make was actually I wanted to trade where is he? The guy I wanted to trade was Brendan Leipzig, because I don't know if you guys have seen all of the information and what he said about his teammate's wife and stuff like that. It was just not good. So if we can get any Canadian player back, I'll take it. I don't think we're going to get, it's going to have to be like a top 9 player or something like that. Honestly, if we get Ferland back in exchange, I'd take that. And rejected. Okay, can I toss some kind of pick in here just to make this happen? Because I know he actually got waived by the Capitals, which is pretty bad. But yeah, that should go through. No, wow, okay, they actually want to keep Ferland by the looks of it. So instead of Ferland, can I grab none of those guys really seem to be Canadian, so Josh Anderson, any chance we could grab him? There's the value too. It's probably too drastic. Yeah, okay. Literally, it's funny because like it's not just in real life. It's actually like in this game now too. Nobody wants Brendan Leipzig right now. It's like, can we grab Ozzy Wiesblatt? I'd actually take that. And rejected. Yikes. Okay, can I do a 4th rounder with this? Not this year, but actually, yeah, 4th rounder next year, please. All right, so there you go. We get Ozzy Wiesblatt, which is totally good with me. I actually respect him. One of my buddies that I went to like elementary and high school with actually plays on the Prince Albert Raiders with Ozzy Wiesblatt. But anyways, let's get a little more focused here on this series right now, rather than what's going on in real life so much. But we are going to simulate all the way up to the February deadline, where then I will stop up and actually, get back into the scouting tutorial here. So guys, we are at the February 1st date here. I'm going to stop calling it a deadline because it isn't really a deadline, but as you can see, Jamie Barker is kind of torching the league, and the Highlanders are on top by a mile. Oh my goodness, the next closest team is 11 points behind us, so that's really good at this point. But as you can see, 10-0 in our last 10. I just simmed everything, guys. I didn't play anything here, so let's get back to the assigned scouts here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the draft class, because what this is going to determine is players who are actually, like decent players or have some kind of potential to them. So I've pinned players who I'm interested in, but I'm not necessarily going to draft them. You can see what the most intriguing part about that guy is the 2-year ETA, possibly, if that actually happens. So who knows? That's what more scouting is going to do for us, is get us these players information that we're interested in. So I've got this guy pinned because he might be a low franchise. I'd assume he's more of a low elite. But you'll find guys like this and it's like, what? Is he really that good? Probably not. There's very few low franchise players ever in this game, but Hackett looks good. He's in Liga. Bribois here, or Bribois, I don't know how to say that. That is a French name and a half. Jeez. Bribois, I believe. So there's a couple guys in here that are probably worth scouting again, like Hartman, Bribois, and even Burns there. We actually cannot take Francisco Burns, even though he's playing in the CHL. He's actually an American player, so that kind of stinks. But that happens, right? So you just got to work around that. Make sure you're selecting the right guys always. And let's actually get into a little bit more information here. There's actually, I have Americans in here. I keep thinking everybody's Canadian because that's usually just how I play this, but there's definitely some guys I want to scout here again, obviously. So I'm only going to do Canadian scouting this time because that's all I'm really focused on. So again, we're going to go over to assign scouts, and you'll see that they will have assigned themselves extra work, which is, I don't know why it does that, but you're going to want to go in and just clear that all out, and just make sure that you're only scouting the players that you want to scout, and don't be scouting like 25 other guys that you never actually assigned to them and they just started doing it themselves. So yeah, as you can see there, there's no point in scouting guys that you're never going to pick. So with these guys here, I would say Woolley is probably worth scouting, even though we do have the majority of his information there. I would say probably, still scout him just because that guy we don't need to know so much about. Wang, I definitely want to know about. So yeah, you can see like all these guys in here are probably going to be like medium 6 or medium 9 kind of players, and you can't really tell until you do more scouting on them, but definitely worth your time to do that. And make sure you watch your date here too, because we're going up until the end of May, or no, the beginning of May, sorry. So you're going to want to go until the end of April by the looks of it. So that's too many. Up to there with 40 is good. And that's my scouting. I'm not going to scout Maxwell because I'm probably not even going to pick the guy. And so I went up to 40 with that. So then what I need to do is go out and clear out all of these guys yet again because, whatever reason, EA's game decides to just assign scouts whenever they want. But, okay, so up to there is good. And, all right, so pick 40 seemed to be where we were interested in. That's where we got up to anyways, so all those guys were worth scouting. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to joystick. It's like your stab button in Call of Duty. You're going to want to click on your joystick, go down, make sure, like, kind of figure out who you want to scout here still. Like, I wouldn't scout Terrence Lee. He 4-year ETA, and with that low potential at the moment is not worth my time. But guys like Trent Quint, actually make sure that you're scouting potential comparison always. But Quint and Cox are definitely worth scouting. Then Schofield, yeah, that's 1. Cohen, I'll scout 2, 3. And then that's it for Cantor. So I'll do these 3 guys as well. And just keep an eye on your date always, right? That's what you want to focus on. This guy I definitely want to scout. Murray Weeks, potential 2-year ETA and a low elite defenseman I would very much be interested in. So we're going to do Henley there too. Honestly, no, but 1, 2. All right, so 2 more guys in here. And then April 17th. Okay, so we want to go up to the beginning of May, right? So we'll do Bida there too. And then I think that's it. I don't think we can scout anybody else, even though I would like to scout that guy. But you can see that takes us to May 3rd. So that's all I'm going to do for now is 10 prospects there as well. And then, rinse and repeat, really. Do the same thing for all your other scouts that you need to. And then make sure you stop up your simulation by the time you get to the beginning of May, so then you can scout May to June. And that's really all you have to focus on at this point. All right, so guys, I finished all my scouting. I'm going to sim to the end of the season, but then, the May 1st deadline here is what we are going to focus on eventually. But first off, end of the season. And they do get 60 wins. The Halifax Highlanders, guys, to end off the 2023/24 season, put up a 60-win campaign for 122 points. Actually, I need to check the NHL records. I think the record's 124 points, and it might be 132, to be honest. Single season, yeah, it was Detroit. They got 132, so we're a little bit off, but yeah, geez, man. Jeez, what a season. That's just insane. And we lost Lafreniere at the end of the season, too. So, let's see. Barker puts up 104 points. Not, 118 like last year, but still pretty good. Lafreniere didn't break 100 because he got injured right at the end and missed a couple games. Bedard scored 84 points. in his rookie season. I think that right there speaks to how good a player he is right there. Just like, oh my God. Starts off his rookie year by over a point a game. I'm wondering how good Michkov did then, like, honestly. Perfetti only had 68 points. That's still a really good campaign. Othman had 56. O'Brien had 54. Bean had 44, tied with Eric Stahl. Good season overall, man. Jeez. And then, let's see, our goalies. Carter Hart, 42 wins. Okay, so not quite 50. I was sitting there thinking, he's got to probably be close to 50. And then, yeah, it looks like Comrie came in to play some games because that's 90 games or 89 games combined. There's only 82 games in a season, so I think they came in and kind of started each other's games sometimes or swapped out and won games maybe. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. So, yeah, great season from both our goalies there. And let's check out the entire league here. So, for the entire league, Leon Draisaitl leads the league in points with 112. Barker would have beat that last year. Abel Johnston puts up 107. Barker, Byfield right there in that top scoring. Same with Lafreniere. So, yeah, lots of big name players on this team. I can't believe Byfield at 85 assists, man. 85. That is an absolutely sick season from him. My gosh. Let's see, for rookies. That's just going to be insane, man. Bedard probably blew everyone out of the water, yeah. Did what's-his-name even play? Michkov did play, but he only scored 26 points on a pretty bad LA team, so that's too bad. Shane Wright looks like he scored 31 in his rookie year, 32 for Strangers, at 22 years old though already. Ponomarev also had 38. Sawatsky, that's a pretty decent campaign, but 84 is just, that's insane. That's just absolutely insane. Who had the most goals in the league? Probably Johnston with 57. Yeah, Bedard had 56, man. Can you imagine that if he won the Rocket in his rookie year as well? Like, we know Jamie Barker did that, and he had a 75 goal, 72 goal campaign. So yeah, that was something else. But Bedard, second in the league in goal scoring, shows you how lethal a shooter he really is on that left side. Yeah, that's just going to be fantastic for years to come, man. I don't know how quickly he's going to top that 84-point season, but Carter Hart leads the league in wins with the goalies there, and only played 60 games to do it. Other guys played 70 games or 66 games here just to get 40 wins. Carter Hart won 42 out of 60. That's crazy. Jeez. And then for defensemen, let's see here. So, Cale Makar puts up 77 points. My goodness. Looks like, yeah, our guys are a little ways down the list here. So we're not getting as much scoring from our defense as we might have hoped, but that's all right. I mean, Harrison O'Brien's still an absolutely fantastic player, and it's funny because, back-to-back number one overall defenseman here, even though, yes, Jack Hughes was the real 2019 first overall pick. I'll take Harrison O'Brien, man. He's been a cornerstone defenseman for our team, just locks down the other team, really, and has been awesome. As far as the standings go, man, there's probably no question here that we finished first in the league. Yeah, we've beat out the Buffalo Sabres by 14 points and 9 wins. The highest point percentage, no questions asked. Goals for, we finished second behind the Oilers, as obviously Draisaitl and McDavid were scoring like crazy. Goals against, we had the second lowest in the league after Buffalo. Power play goals, we had second highest again after Edmonton. Edmonton's deadly on the power play. What about power play percentage? We were second in the league at 32%. That's crazy. And then let's see, what was our penalty killing percentage? It was second in the league again. There's always one team that's better than us, funny enough, but obviously our home record is the best in the league and our away record second best. So we're top 2 in the league. Only other team that's even given us any kind of run for our money is the Edmonton Oilers probably, and that's a Draisaitl-McDavid combo that's just insane. So what can you say? I just realized I probably had a huge glare on my face the whole time from my monitor or from my internet screen, but that's all right. So yeah, we're definitely going to be hitting the playoffs here. This is where you have to focus though, because if you do make the playoffs with the team, you do have to make sure that you are actually stopping at May 1st and doing your last bit of scouting, because usually you only do about 3 or 4 prospects at the end of the season here before you actually head into the draft and the playoffs are over and everything. So I'm wondering, guys, is anybody going to be able to beat Jamie Barker out here besides Eric Stahl? Because obviously Stahl, yes, he's still in our team. We did trade to get him back, but nobody out of this first 5 seasons here has actually outscored Jamie Barker in the regular season. Every single year, he has been leading the team here in points and for sure in goals, except for, actually, no, Bedard scored 56 goals this season. So anyways, looking at our team goals here that I've written down, guys, one of the goals is that we need to win a cup in the first 5 seasons. This is season 5. We have blown 4 seasons out of the water here. Only made round 1 of the playoffs in 2 seasons in a row, and got knocked out in the other 2, or didn't even qualify for them. And unfortunately, the Canadiens won a cup in that season, so, it's unfortunate. Yes, it's a Canadian team, but that's not what we wanted to see. So, we've definitely got the advantage here on just about every other team in the league. We are probably going to be taking on... Actually, we just need to advance a day here because there are going to be other teams. Okay, so looks like we're probably going to be going up against the Columbus Blue Jackets first round because we're the number 1 team, and that's how this will all get sorted. So I'm assuming Columbus first round here coming up. And AHL season ended too. We do finish first in our conference, get 29 road wins. That is beautiful. And no, we get the Boston Bruins first round. All right. Maybe we can spark a rivalry here, a coastal rivalry, kind of like the Bruins Canadiens. Obviously, that one is a lot deeper, a lot more hate and competitiveness, but we could start one here for sure. Also, guys, I actually didn't show you how our AHL team did it all, but it looks like they made the playoffs. They put up a 51-win season. Rourke Chartier had 79 points on the season. That's fantastic. Krinkovic put up a decent season. The other guy I was looking for, can't remember his name right now, sorry. Who's the guy I was hoping to get a whole bunch of scoring out of? That was Korzak, I believe, and he put up, he only put up 48 points, so that's not spectacular, but, it's all right. Definitely could be worse, and we definitely have some prospects down in this system still. Fleury had 44 wins. Oh my god. Lennox only won 7, so hopefully he'll get better, but yeah, Fleury's definitely the go-to guy here at the moment, my goodness. For the entire year, wow, Howard there for the Condors had 83 points. My gosh, lots of good players in here. And then 44 wasn't even the best. My gosh, the Condors were actually insane. And Dan Vladar was insane in net. My goodness. Where's Askarov? Oh my god, Washington got Askarov. Washington got Askarov instead of New Jersey. Like, what? Why, New Jersey? Why wouldn't you sign your elite goalie? He's 83 rated. He's going to be an NHL starter next season. They're probably going to... they don't have Holtby because we stole him in free agency and traded him away. But, God, just... The stupidity of New Jersey just surprises me sometimes, man. Anyways, we have got playoffs coming up here, and this is going to be exciting for sure. So, there is absolutely no question in my mind that we have to focus on our NHL series here, guys. We cannot take anything lightly, and we have to win. So, Lafreniere is out until May 2nd. All right, so we're currently at, we're only at April 13th, so we are going to be playing for at least a little while here with Lafreniere out of the lineup. Looks like we're going to be running Perfetti first line and Bedard up top to get the +5 boost, and we'll see how that runs because, honestly, that's kind of unpredictable. And I'm just hoping that, things will run smoothly here in the playoffs because we literally haven't had a single season where the playoffs have gone our way yet. So I'm hoping at least we can win round 1. So let's start off here, see what happens. And game 1 at home, We finally win game 1, and we beat the Boston Bruins 5-4 there. 2 goals from Eric Stahl leads the team. Game 2 coming up. Actually, how did our AHL team do? They lost to Cleveland in game 1. Okay, second game here. We take 7-1 with some authority as Evan Rodriguez leads the team with 5 points in 2 games now. Looks like Charlottetown's getting bounced first round by the looks of it. Anyways, we're not worried about that. We're worried about our NHL team here as they take a 2-0 stranglehold on home ice. Can we get up 3-0 now? That would be something that would be huge. Looks like the Oilers are down 2-0. Okay. Anyways, game 3, we lose 9-2. Are you kidding me? EA logic, man. It's absolutely, it never fails to surprise me. Anyways, that's a 2-1 series now. And looks like our team won in overtime against Cleveland, so they might come back. It's unlikely, but knock on wood, man. You never know, right? And, all right, heading to game 4, we need a win here. If we can get the split, we're good. Bowen Byram goes out with an injury. That's not great. And we win game 4. Let's go. We get the split. We head home to potentially win our first ever playoff series here. That would be absolutely massive. And looks like our team won again there, so that's awesome. But Bowen Byram's out. That's not good. I was really hoping that we were going to keep a healthy roster for the majority of the playoffs. And instead we got John Quenneville in here, so that's not great. That could definitely be better. But that's not even +3? Okay, whatever. I think we might try this, actually. Yeah, let's try this here for the playoffs, because then we have a 90 rated Jake Bean, an 86 rated Brant Clark on the top pairing. And yes, John Quenneville is playing defense right now, but man, like the amount of injuries we're facing is just ridiculous. Like, why does our team consistently get injured this much? I don't know. But it would be nice to have a guy back like Lafreniere to, hopefully be there for our first ever playoff win, or playoff series win. But anyways, we're going to sim this one. Actually, what we're going to do first is we're going to simulate this AHL game because, our team could win or Cleveland could bounce them. 1-1 after the first, 2-1 for Charlottetown after the second, and Charlottetown does take that. Comeback time, baby. Oh my goodness, they actually completed the comeback and survive. That was crazy, but we are much more focused on this NHL series because this is something I will actually jump into play just to win because we literally have never won a series yet. So, period 1, Boston's up 2-1 as DeBrusk and Bergeron score. Bedard does net a goal for us, though, so that's good. We outshoot them 10-8. Second period, it's a 3-3 game. The headphones have got to jump on here, boys. We're going to play this because at 3-3, we want to bounce Boston ASAP because we are trying to win the Cup this season. There's just no other way to put it, really. And we have to win. I know we outshot them and everything, but Bedard is still possibly going to get the hat trick here. Let's jump in and see what we can do against the Boston Bruins. Oh my dear goodness. We're actually going to 5 with this team. We lost 9-2 to this team. That's the thing that blows me away. The other thing that's crazy is this team that we're playing with right now has actually won 2 President's Trophies already and still has never won a single playoff series. So, anyways, 3-3 game. We're going to want to try to get in here and create some chances. And that looks good. Okay, there we go out in front. Oh, it got tipped. Otherwise, Bedard probably would have buried that one. Good stick. Wow, great play, man. Harrison O'Brien is honestly just such a good defenseman. Oh, Bedard got bounced around. Otherwise, he would have been good. Oh, Brian Little just got absolutely trucked there. But here we go. We got an odd man rush. There's the pass, and Tyler Ennis gives us the lead. Let's go. That's huge, man. The Highlanders are getting hyped here as round 1 is seeming to be a bit more of a breeze than it has in the past. And, yeah, Othman, great setup, buddy. And, we will go in and fix his equipment. Same with Perfetti. There's a couple CHL guys that have the all Bauer set equipment, which looks stupid. But, yeah, Tyler Ennis, man, kind of an unlikely hero, but gives us the lead. And we're up 4-3, man. 16 minutes left still, though. He's going to cut in, look to shoot, and he does find the net, man. You can't go into the playoffs and expect to win when you don't have good goaltending. That is the difference between our team and their team right now. Yes, you could argue they have good offense and defense, but man, if your goalie's going to let in weak ones, you don't stand a chance. And that is a very weak one, as Francouz gets the blocker on it and lets it go right up above the crossbar and under the crossbar and into the net. And it's like, oy, that's supposed to be stopped, and it wasn't. So, yep, that's just bad. But it was a water bottle popper there. So, yeah, let's go. Up by 2 goals now on the penalty kill. Shorthanded goal from Anthony Duclair. Harrison, huge play. There we go. Beautiful puck movement. Oh, too bad. Bedard tried it, and he's going to keep his man outside. Jake Bean's going to have a breakaway here, and he's going to cut in and bury that one. Oh my goodness. I had to deke around the stick too there. I don't know if you guys really picked that up, but Greg's looking to get that number 1 on his back, man. We have not won a cup yet, and this needs to be the year if we're going to stay true to our goals. And what a goal that is from Jake Bean right there. That was just a sweet finish. You know, it was a really good play actually by Bedard to turn the puck over right at our blue line and, you know, just create that bad change for the Bruins. So we're up 6-3 now, and our team is steamrolling here, so. Oh my goodness, what a play. I got no other words, and Brian Little makes his ex-teammates pay here. And the Bruins bring it back to 2 after a very nice pass and a very good one-timer, to be honest. So, yeah, who made the play there? 28. Yeah, that was just a bad turnover, unfortunately, and we do pay for it. So, you know, still a 2-goal game, but that was not exactly what we wanted to see here. So, face-off is going to be 1. All right. Byfield over to Ennis. Tried to get it back to Byfield. Didn't quite happen. Oh, Quenneville, big hit. Please stay away from my net. Get off of me. This is a 92 rated Quinton Byfield, man. If he can't at least walk in and create a chance, like, I don't know what this game has come to. Missed that one big time. Here we go. Brennan Othman beats his guy out wide. Creates a chance. That was close, man. Byfield throws the body. Oh. Dude, this team is honestly so nice. And then the fact that we're going to have Brant Clark and Harrison O'Brien on the top pairing for, like, the future for a long time here, that's just insane to me. Oh, Clark got beat, but Byfield on the back check creates a great play. Oh my goodness. What a save. Oh, he almost got Marchant there. Anyways, Othman picks this up. Good play. Byfield going to take a long shift here. Walks in to shoot. Duclair picks it up instead. Over to Clark, who's going to fire. There was traffic there, and it just didn't quite pay off. Great play, Perlini, man. That was a great interception. Oh, there we go. We got a power play. I didn't think that Duclair was really going to create anything of that, so the fact that they trip him is great for us. Only 1:46 left, and we're going to be on the power play unless we score here for the remainder of this game. So, big unit out here. Byfield, Barker, and Stahl. Great set of players, and let's try to make them pay here. Oh, that's not what you want to do, and there you go. Man, this team is so deadly offensively that you just can't try to make offensive plays when there's a forecheck. You got to just clear the puck out over the blue line. And, yeah, Halifax is definitely through here, man. 3-goal lead, 7-4 victory. This is just a huge performance. I know Stahl isn't the captain anymore, but he gets set up by our new captain, who I assume he approves of, like Jamie Barker. He helped set this guy up so many times. The fact that Barker creates the play for him here is just so, it's not ironic, but it's just beautiful to watch. So, yeah, man, Halifax is just hyped here. That's what you love to see. So, 1:40 left. That did not take us much time at all. And let's just end this game off. Oh, what a pass. Howden tried to deke there, just didn't quite pay off. Anyways, down to the last few seconds here. And Halifax is finally through. Let's go. Oh my goodness, it has taken 5 seasons to actually win a playoff series, and Boston is the first victim of the Highlanders. It took us a long time, man, but we get there eventually. We do get the win, and even without one of our alternate captains there in Alexis Lafreniere, we're still able to walk through the Boston Bruins in just 5 games. So, sorry, Brian Little. It would have been nice for you to probably win a series here, but oh well. It's for the greater good of this Halifax series, and man, there was a couple nice goals in that game. Anyways, we beat them quite handily there. So yeah, we're headed on to round 2, baby. All right, guys. So we are going to try to get through the remainder of the playoffs here and see what happens, but who knows? I might not get all the recording done in one day because it's pretty late now, but let's see. Philly's almost through. Tampa's almost through. Colorado's definitely through. All right, the AHL playoffs are done, and they're taking on the Marlies. All right, we're just going to keep advancing a day or two here, and we get Bowen Byram back. Let's go. Okay, that's huge, because obviously he's a very good player for our team, and we would prefer to have him in the lineup too, if we can. So yeah, let's get him back in here. 84 overall, he's a pretty darn good defenseman. I mean, Brant Clark will eventually become better than him, and I mean, Jake Bean's a really good defenseman too, man. He's turned out for us, really well. We're getting closer to May 9th here, which is when we get Lafreniere back, and Fleury's out. That's great. All right, how's our team doing down here? They beat the Marlies in game 1. All right, so we're going to have... The playoff series isn't going to be lined up, but we are taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning second round. All right, so let's see just how good this Tampa Bay team is. Obviously, Tampa's a good team. Oh, yeah, also, I didn't show you guys at all yet, but got a little Canadian flag on this hat, so that's always good for this series. I'll try to wear this hat as much as possible for this series. But anyways, Tampa Bay, how are they doing? And the Lightning are a pretty damn solid team, man. Interesting lineup formation here, but that's all right. They could definitely beat us. They're good enough too. I think our defense is quite a bit better. Our goaltending's on the same level as theirs, and if we had Lafreniere back, I would argue that our team is better offensively, but we don't have Lafreniere back, so we'll see. We'll see, man. What does this Tampa Bay team have? And game 1, obviously in Halifax, we lose 5-0. Dear God, 5-0? I know Tampa's good, but man, come on. And the Sea Dogs lose game 3 there as well to the Toronto Marlies, and we win. Okay, 3-2 in overtime. That's huge. Jamie Barker probably got a pretty clutch goal there, and Lafreniere's back. Let's go. All right, that's actually a little early, I'm pretty sure, but that is good. That is very good for this team. So I believe Ennis is the odd man out here at this point, and obviously having a 93 rated playmaker back is going to make a huge difference. We're going to balance the +3s here and just try to keep this lineup a little more balanced, hopefully, because, our second pairing is playing against, what's his name? Our second pairing is playing against Nikita Kucherov. So, yeah, that's going to be tough. Anyways, here we go, game number 3. And that's a win too, 5-3. I'm sure Lafreniere came through in that game to perform. Anyways, for the AHL, they actually won that last game. Okay, they're up 3-2 now. Nice. Okay, so the Sea Dogs won 2 games in a row. And then, okay, game 4 here, and we lose that one in overtime. So we had a 2-2 series with Tampa. That's tight, man. Colorado seems to be going pretty far. Anyways, AHL, the Toronto Marlies are knocked out by the Sea Dogs. Let's go. So the Sea Dogs are defending their championship, aren't they? Or no, sorry, that was 2 years ago. My bad. Last episode, they didn't go as far. But, all right, let's see how game 5 goes here in this Tampa series. This could be tight, and we win. Okay. Dear God, we could make it through to round 3. Connor Bedard has got 16 points in just 10 games on this team. Honestly, if we can just knock Tampa out right here, I would be good with it. I would not care at all. And I just want to get past them because they're a very good team, obviously. Looks like Colorado's through. Edmonton and Columbus are still in it, but let's see what happens here in Game 6, and we knock them out in overtime. That's huge. Let's go, boys. Connor Bedard is killing it for a rookie season. Oh my goodness, he's actually going to be so good by the time that we actually... Jeez, man, by the time we actually have to pay him, he's going to be expensive probably because he is having a fantastic rookie season. Anyways, it's going to be either Philadelphia or Columbus. Philly is the defending Cup champions right now, so we'll see what happens there. It looks like the Sea Dogs are taking on Bridgeport Sound here, and, well, let's see what happens. So, this round of playoffs is over. I'd assume the Oilers made it through. Yeah, Edmonton, Colorado in the West, and Philly actually beat the Blue Jackets after being down at least 3-2, maybe even 3-1. So we will be taking on the Philadelphia Flyers here. Let's see how Game 2 goes for the AHL, and I do realize we are actually 10 days in now. I totally forgot about my scouting assignment because I'm totally focused on the playoffs here, but we do need to actually go in and just finish up this this scouting assignment here. I totally forgot, my bad, guys, but let me just clear everything up here, make sure that I'm scouting the prospects I want to, because obviously that's the biggest thing here, is that we need to be focused on the guys that we're looking to potentially draft. So that's one of my main things I would say, is make sure you're filling in positions on your team that you need to draft for. Like a left wing power forward, yeah, that'd probably be nice, but dump, balance, block, and overload is not the most spectacular for a power forward. We don't need power forwards. We have Jamie Barker and Quentin Byfield already, so it's like, why would I go after a guy like that? Even though, yes, he is elite, NHL ready, whatever you want to say, but we're just going to get the guys scouted that I'm actually potentially interested in drafting. As you can see, we're already at the May 28th date, and this was because I waited too long. So I guess I can only scout 2 guys here, really. Usually, if you're actually on the ball, unlike I was tonight, because, I just kind of cut in between recordings here and wasn't focused. If you're on the ball and actually, like getting your scouting report right on, May the 1st? If you get it right on May the 1st, then you can definitely get 3 or maybe even 4 prospects scouted before the draft actually starts on June 1st. But yeah, I need to look through this class again and figure out exactly who I'm drafting. I think I'm going to look into Schofield here, and then besides that, see, I need like a pretty guaranteed player if I'm actually going to look into drafting them. Like Corso I want to go with, but this Beta guy as well. Yeah, he's a starter. That's not great. Let's go with, yeah, let's look at weeks. So that's it. That takes us up to May 28th, and then the draft is on June 1st, so no point in doing more than that, really. So my recommendation or tip for this here, guys, would be to, more just pay attention to, players that when you look at your scout rankings versus where they're actually ranked by the central scouting rankings, look for players that have a very big offset. Like you can see one right here. Like pick number 16 and Buddies, our scouts are almost ranking him at 7. Like I would say, yes, look into a guy like Michael Gamache. He's probably worth your time. We do have an elite there in Boys, probably. I mean, usually when they get to 3 bars, it's unlikely that they're not elite. And then, let's see, anybody else really crazy worth drafting in here? Maybe, like, let's look into this guy, Daigle. Okay, so I'll look into those 2 guys because that takes me to the 28th. And then with my other 2, I'm just going to focus on guys past that. So Gamache and Daigle were the 2 names that we were looking at in this first round. So I'm definitely still going to look into Boyce just because he's not fully guaranteed yet. Even though he is 3 out of 4, I don't want to take a risk. I want to make sure that he's actually an elite goalie. And then, let's see, we went with Daigle. And then I'm going to go with, let's go with this guy, Stu Dixon as well. I don't know why Gamache's still. He shouldn't be. I scouted him on the other one. Anyways, yeah, that's just my recommendations, my tips. And I hope this like helps you guys out. And also make sure, if you're seeing this from the other video, make sure you go check out my Halifax Highlanders series if you haven't already, because, you know, it's turning out to be a pretty good series here by the looks of it. All right, so we do have the Philadelphia Flyers. The remaining 4 teams consist of Edmonton, Philadelphia, and Colorado, as well as ourselves, obviously. But let's see. So Colorado looks pretty darn good. Oh, wow, they have Lucas Raymond as well. Ryan Strom's a nice piece as well. My gosh, they have a lot of decent pieces. We did trade Hayden Fleury there, so maybe Fleury was the answer they kind of needed. They have Grubauer and Varlamov. All right, so that's a pretty good team there, I would say. Are they better than Edmonton? Maybe not, because Edmonton's got this Kent Ruchin guy who they drafted in 2022. Turned out to be a pretty nice player, I would say. He's American. And then Josh Morrissey, we traded to them, obviously, but yeah, that's a good defensive core for sure. One of the best I've seen in Edmonton in a while. Oh my gosh, Tim Stützle, absolutely right, because, you know, Ottawa didn't take Stützle 3rd overall. They went with Ponomarev or who was it? I can't remember. They took somebody who was just like dull. It was just stupid what they made with their selection, and instead Edmonton got Stützle, who's an absolute freaking beast. Like, oh my god, look at this. And yeah, he's their 3rd line center now, or 2nd line center. My gosh, and then they can play McDavid, Draisaitl, and Yamamoto together. Holy crap. And then in goal, Ullmark, okay. So not bad, but, you know, we definitely have one of the best goalies here, and somehow Philadelphia still made it back to the conference finals with this team. I guess Claude Giroux's really leading them. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Nolan Patrick obviously turned out pretty good for them. And besides that, yeah, Provorov, Gostisbehere, Sanheim is all good. But Ben Bishop's not good enough to make the conference finals. I'm sorry, man. We should walk all over this team just based on the defense and goaltending. Like, we should be able to light them up for the most part, especially with our offense. So, and hopefully they'll win a game, and they do. Okay, so they're still alive against the Sound Tigers. They're down 3-1 though. Colorado goes up 2-1, so I get the feeling we might be meeting Colorado over Edmonton here. Anyways, game number 4. If we win this game, we really got a stranglehold on the series. And do we or do we not? What happens? Yes, we do. So we're up 3-1. So is Colorado, and I think we are going to be making the Stanley Cup Finals here. We got to blow 3 games in a row to not make it. So game number 6 now in the AHL of the conference finals. Bowen Byram's back. Okay, that's good. It's always good to see that. Come on, baby. Why is Tyler Ennis in there when we have an 84 rated? Oh my goodness. Okay. Man, some of the logic in this game just does not make any sense at all. I think we're going to go like this, though. We're going to play Brant Clark on the second pairing, move Harrison down, because it doesn't affect the chemistry at all, and Clark is higher rated. Sorry for my dog barking in the background, guys. He's just, I don't know. Anyways, does our team survive? Yes, they do. Oh my gosh, the Sea Dogs are relentless. Anyways, chance to win the conference finals here. We are going to actually jump into a slow sim here, because this just doesn't happen too often. Anyways, that's what we're trying to do with this series, is make this happen often. Anyways, first period, 0-0 game. Second period, 4-1 game. Looks like the Highlanders have really got this under control. So, ooh, okay, Patrick makes it a 4-2 game. Rust makes it a 4-3 game. Are you kidding me? Man, come on. And my dog won't stop barking. I'm sure you guys can hear that in the background because he's just such a loud dog. But, oh my goodness. No power play. This is too close, man. This is just too close a game. And I'm only going to, oh my goodness. Okay, 4-4 game. I'm jumping back in. I'm going to make sure my dog's quiet first, though. So here we go. Looks like the third lines are out here. There's 3 minutes left, and it's a 4-4 game on home ice here. So this is just game 5 as well, guys. Remember that, but we do want to take them as soon as possible. And that's not what we want. Oh my goodness. How does he get the puck back there? Just stop. Nope. Good play, Duclair. Let's go. We're just going to get hemmed in our end here for the last 10, 20 seconds here. And of course they're going to score. That's just how this fucking game works. You got to be kidding me, man. What a joke. What a joke. The Philadelphia Flyers don't have enough good forwards to put together 4 passes. I'm sorry. That's my thinking right here. Is how does that happen? This is totally EA game logic. And no, not realistic at all, unfortunately. I'm not impressed with that at all. There's 15 seconds left. Nobody's going to be going that hard when there's an overtime coming up. Like, we deserve to beat this team because they're just simply not that good. But, yeah, we lose that one thanks to EA's game logic. Love it. That's not how things work, guys. I'm sorry. Like, whoever's programming the games here at EA, like, that's just not how things work. Like, a 79 rated Andrew Shaw is not even going to have a chance of scoring on an 88 rated Carter Hart. Like, that's just not how things work, man. The chances of him scoring, especially with our players on the ice that we had on the ice, it's just not going to happen. And you know what? I'm so upset about losing that game when we have a shot at winning the President's Trophy. Did our team make it? Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. They actually beat the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. Oh my god, they were literally down 3-0. I'm pretty sure. And they won 4. Did they win 4 in a row? Are you serious? Again, I'm pretty sure this isn't the first time they've done that either. Yeah, they won 4 games in a row to make it to the Calder Cup Finals. So we could actually have a shot at just completely winning this here with all our teams. First time we actually win. Like, that's possible. So guys, I don't know what it is with our AHL team, but they just seem to make the finals every single year here. This is like the 3rd consecutive season they've done it. They made it last year and they lost to Ontario in the finals in like 5 games. They won it the year before, and it's like our AHL team is actually sick, and I don't know how that's happened. But, you know, I'm so frustrated about how that last game with Philadelphia went that I'm honestly at the point where it's like, you know what? I just want to sim the whole game. I don't even want to slow sim it because they're probably going to win another game. Like, that's just the point we're at. Anyways, game 6 starts off here. Connor Bedard scores. We get outshot 10-5, but that's all right because we're up. And get outshot 13-8 at the end of the second. We're still up by 1 goal, but it's a one-shot game, and I'm sure Philadelphia's going to tie it in this 3rd period. So, yeah, I'm not exactly impressed that the Flyers have even lasted this long with the goaltending they have. It's like, come on, man. Like, we just have a better all-around team, and Gostisbehere scoring on us because he's an 88-rated defenseman. Where's our 88-rated defenseman scoring? Like, that's the only question I can ask. And what are the odds Philadelphia scores before overtime here? They do not, so we're going to jump in and play the overtime, but I'm sure I'll blow it yet again, and we'll head to Game 7. Like, come on, man. Come on. We're just a better team. We got to actually beat them at some point here because our team is really good at blowing playoff series. So here we go. Not a lot of time. Well, there is a lot of time left. It's overtime, right? So next goal wins. But Giroux and Lafreniere facing off here. Let's see what happens. Lafreniere, big steal, but then they're just going to turn the puck right back over because that's what they do. Oh, yeah, that's a hook. Go sit, Konechny. That was an absolutely stupid penalty to take. That's just like the worst time. Minute left in overtime. Let's make them pay. All right, face-off is actually won there. Not much time left. That's a penalty? You gotta be kidding. I hit the guy because the puck's up in the air right above him, and Byfield's gonna go sit for 2. Home crowd referees. You gotta love that, man. What was the penalty? It should have been interference, but you never know. They might have called boarding or something on that. Anyways, face-off for not our best face-off guy. 5 seconds left. 3, 2. Barker's going to fire there still. Just, you know, you never know what's going to go in, man, so you may as well take the shot. Anyways, we're getting outshot by Philadelphia, but honestly, I think we've had the better chances. So 4-on-4, this is going to be exciting here because this is like some of the best players on the ice right now with space. So things are changing up. Really? You're going to try that move at the blue line against a good, solid two-way forward like Brett Howden, who really should have scored there. Oh my god, it's in the net! We just won the series on that. What happened? The goalie dropped it, I think. Or maybe their guy kicked it in the net. Brett Howden gets the game winner on a really stinker of a goal, to be honest. I don't even know what happened exactly. What? I'm not complaining, but that was just a weird one, man. Jamie Barker with the crazy mohawk and beard here. We're through. We're through to the Cup Finals against the Colorado Avalanche, and Jamie Barker going to be here, not going to lift the Prince of Wales trophy, though. He's going to say no to that and just shake the commissioner's hand. But don't actually do that in real life, guys, because COVID. But how did this puck go in? I'm very much interested in how this puck actually ended up in the net. I think it got kicked in or something. Can we see that? I want to see the instant replay here. What happened? Brett Howden scored the game winner. Okay, Howden cuts in, and he's in clean. And he goes backhand, forehand, saved. And the Philadelphia player squeaks I think it was Jamie Barker. Driving the net. What hits it? What hits the puck here? I have no idea. It's the Philly player, Giroux. The guy that we traded for Carter Hart. Bumps his goalie, and that's enough to kick the puck into the net. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We win an absolute nail-biter there, and we're through to the Stanley Cup Finals. The Charlottetown Sea Dogs are also in the Calder Cup Finals. Like, this is a crazy season. Game 1 against the Roadrunners. Let's see what happens. And that's a win in overtime. Beautiful. All right. Game 1 against the Avalanche. Jamie Barker's out with a mild concussion. Beautiful. Right up until May 28th. Anyways, that is a loss. 6-3. That's disgusting, man. Come on. Can we play some hockey? All right. Game 2. That's another win. The AHL's doing well right now. The Sea Dogs are doing really well. But Barker's injury is not good. It's just not. We got to at least toss him up there. And then can we go with... Yeah, nobody else fits really well. That's the problem. That Barker's our best fit there. No questions asked. What if we go like this? How about Perfetti? Perfetti there, and then Byfield there. No. I think it's best if we play it like that. Maybe. What about Stahl? I think we play the lineup like that, maybe. Yeah, I think like that for now, because this is not good. Having an injury with your captain, like Jamie Barker's out. That's not good. Carter Hart, man, you gotta win us a game here or two, buddy. You're good enough to. But it's more a matter of, are you going to be able to stop McKinnon and Raymond and Landeskog? So, game 2 on home ice. You can't blow 2 on home ice, boys. And we don't. We win that one 4-2. Good. Okay. Game 3 in Tucson for the Sea Dogs. And that is a win again. They are looking to sweep here, man. That is possible. All right. Game 3 in Colorado. This is a big one. If we can get a road win, we are in good shape. Anyways, that is a 4-3 overtime victory. Let's go. We are only 2 wins away from our first ever Stanley Cup with the Halifax Highlanders and possibly winning, or not winning, but meeting our actual series goals here, which is tough, man. All right. Let's see. The Sea Dogs are up 3-0. They can sweep the Roadrunners right here. We've seen this before. They've actually won a Calder Cup already, but first period they outshoot them 16-5. No goals though. Second period, 1-0 for Charlottetown. They can win another Calder Cup right here. I'm not going to jump in and watch it, but Krinkovic makes it 2-0. I love the winning mentality here because that just feeds right up into the NHL system, especially with the younger guys like Korzak and Krinkovic and guys like that. That's huge. Up 3-0. I didn't actually catch who scored there. It was Evangelista. Man, they've got another Calder Cup on their hands. We don't want to watch that celebration this year. We want to watch the NHL Stanley Cup celebration this year. But your Charlottetown Sea Dogs are two-time Calder Cup champions now. That is absolutely fantastic. Fleury gets the shutout. He honestly had such a fantastic season, and I'm hoping Tristan Lennox learns something from, Fleury's experience here. But we could go up 3-1 and possibly win it at home if we win this game here. That would be absolutely awesome. So let's see what happens in this next round or next game of the playoffs. Looks like Barker is back and healthy. Let's go. Okay. So we're going to toss Perfetti back down. Stall down to the third line. Ennis is getting subbed out for Rodriguez. And then we're going to toss Barker in there. All right. Honestly, I kind of want to keep Bedard up with the top group here because I think he could score a lot of points if we do. He's got freaking 25 points in 20 games. Perfetti's got 26. So who knows what's going to happen there, honestly. But yeah, this is crazy good. I love what I'm seeing here from this system. And having Barker back is just an extra confidence booster. He's got 19 points in 18 games. He's been fantastic for this team. So let's see what happens here in game number 4. And that is a win. 6-4. Let's go. We are just about to win a Stanley Cup here on home ice if we can do this right. Let's go, boys. Let's go. All right. So we're going to simulate here, at least first period, but let's see what happens. And we're down 3-1. I'm jumping in and playing 2 periods. Darnell Nurse scores for them as well as Rantanen and Kadri, but 3 power play goals out of the 4 there. We outshoot them 14-11, but lots of work to be done here still as we are down by 2 goals. Oh my gosh, get that out of here. And Landeskog makes it 4-1. Come on, boys. Let's show some backbone. This is just bad. I don't like that one because it's just pass. And then, where is Brant Clark going? I know he's a rookie, but, come on, man. You got to have that. We're in the Cup Finals. Focus. Down by 3 goals now. This is not good. It's not where we wanted to be. Okay, you know what, Jost? Get out of here. Here we go, Eric Stahl. He's in. Eric Stahl buries it. Beautiful goal, man. That's some leadership and some playoff experience for a Stanley Cup champion. He already has 1-1 in Carolina. But, beautiful, man. That's what we need from our older guys, is just to show that leadership and really just take it to the other team when we give up a goal like that or create a bad chance. And we need to change that momentum, and that's exactly what Stahl does with this goal. That's huge. I didn't get it with Lafreniere on the last move, but there was no mistake there from Eric Stahl, as he is a playoff-hardened veteran here looking for his 2nd Stanley Cup. So, face-off is 1. Beautiful. Oh my god, if they pick one more freaking low blocker, I'm going to lose it, because every time we shoot low blocker, Grubauer's standing on his freaking head to make the save. But then they just pick it every single freaking shot, man. This is disgusting. I'm not impressed. So we're down by freaking 3 goals again, and this is just gross, man. It's just a gross hockey game. Start skating, Bedard. There's no way you're going to get a step on a guy if you're just sitting here like a jackass. Here we go, Lafreniere. Who do you think you are? You think you can even skate with this guy? Think again. Freaking cuckoo. Fucking what a kook. Get out of here, Rantanen. You're not that good, okay? God damn it, get that shit out of here. I'm sorry. We shouldn't be down 3 goals to a team this average overall. Can we win a goddamn face-off? That's one of the biggest pet peeves of mine, is when you just consistently lose face-offs. I guess we did trade Ryan Graves back to them. Here we go. Perlini, you gotta make that pass, buddy. Here we go, O'Brien. Okay, stop it. You're not good enough to even do that. I'm not impressed right now that our team's playing this poorly, so it's got to be better, boys. Figure it out, okay? Figure it out. We've had way more time on the attack. We've had way more face-offs won overall. We got to draw some penalties here if we're going to convert against this team, because we're just not getting enough chances to actually win this game right now. That's not what I like to see in Game 5. Alright, face-off is actually won this time. Beautiful. Go, Lafreniere going to make the play on Nurse. Okay, that was a big hit. That just smacked Rantanen right in the back, and he literally just skates it off like it didn't even hit him. Like, come on, man. Okay, here we go. Connor Bedard going to shoot. Oh my goodness, get in the net. Oh, okay, Barker's going to get a 5-minute for that one, isn't he? He is. Cale Fleury's going to fight his old captain. That's not a good decision when you know he's a big power forward like this. Come on, there you go. Why would you fight a power forward, man? I know he's probably getting kicked out of the game, which is bad. But, yeah, that was not good. Or maybe we just injured the guy on the hit. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, Nurse got absolutely pinned there. I assume Barker's out for 5. No, it was only 2. Beautiful. So they didn't kick him out in the Stanley Cup Finals. But I do lose the face-off here and give up a really freaking good chance right in front. They're going to play 3 guys back, hey? On a power play. Howden, you got to hit the net, man. They got no defenders back. Come on, man. They got no defenders back. Oh, God, you freaking diver, Kadri. 5-on-3 now for almost 2 minutes straight. Oh, come on, Byram. Brant Clark's got some speed here. Come on, Brant. Oh, you gotta pick that, man. They've been picking it all freaking game. Oh, God, he got absolutely decked. Byfield. Oh, my god. Of course it hit the guy's stick that he just decked. Thank you. Bowen Byram. Can you get off of me, McKinnon? You're not some two-way god, okay? You're a playmaker. You shouldn't be able to make that good a defensive play. No matter where you're playing at. Even if it isn't the Stanley Cup Finals. That's not realistic. That was a charge. Did you call a charge? Thank you. I was like, man, if that's not a charge, I'm going to lose it. Because Jost is just an asshole, apparently, so... Anyways, 4-on-3 now, and then we'll have the power play if we actually kill this off, so... I lose the face-off, go figure. Oh, big hit there. Knock them down to 3 guys. For a second, anyways, but it's Rantanen, so he's probably just going to get up and skate it off like an absolute champion, unless he twists his ankle completely backwards, and of course we're down 6-2 now. Byfield over to Perlini, who's going to make the move inside and just get freaking grabbed. Perlini, there you go. I knew Byfield wasn't going to miss that one because he was wide open in the slot, so we do convert on the power play, fortunately. But we're still down 3 freaking goals, man. I'm not happy about that. Rodriguez makes the cut, looking to make a shot. What a goal, Evan Rodriguez. I didn't think he was going to pick that one, but apparently the only way that we're actually going to beat Grubauer here is off the post and in. So if you hear a ping, it's probably for the better here, as we get it back to 2 with just under half the period left. This Halifax team does not lay down, man, but great shot there, Rodriguez, through a lot of screens. And we're still going. Anthony Duclair's fast, man. You can't let him walk in, and Stahl buries that one. That was 2 goals in under a minute. That one's got a sting. And, you know, I forget what we named our mascot, if it was like Dragon or something like that. I can't remember, honestly. It might have been Highlander, but yeah, we're back to within 1 as we finally beat Grubauer on a cross-crease pass there. And this game is not over, man. It is not anywhere close to over, as tight angles give us a 1-goal game now. Looking good, man. Alright, here we go. Byfield with the interception. Looking to make a play over. Oh my goodness, if he doesn't get his stick on it, it's in the net. There you go. Harrison O'Brien. That's what we pay him $10.3 million for. Oh, let's go. The comeback is complete after being 3 goals down. The second I got him lined up, skating backwards in the slot, I was like, yeah, this one's in the net. Just rips it. And this place goes crazy as we're still in it. Anyways, here we go. Perfetti, Othman. Othman down the side, gonna fire. There's a rebound, and Perfetti goes flying over the goalie. Drop pass. Byram stepping up, makes the play. And that's a penalty. Oh my goodness. He's just trying to beat his guy there, and when he drops the shoulder, it's a penalty right away. That's just too bad. Great, I gave the puck away right in front, and that's, yeah. Shoot. That's my bad, guys. That's all my bad. I made the wrong play twice, and it cost us. That's it. That's how fine the Stanley Cup finals are. And we were all over them, but we still lose that game. Alright guys, so if you've made it to this point in the video, you have to go down below and drop a like, because 1, it helps the YouTube algorithm, and 2, I've spent probably more than 16 hours out of my day recording this in total time, just based on actually sitting down, getting stuff done, and actually getting to this point, because I've just constantly been interrupted on this recording. But yeah, we have the opportunity to complete the most perfect season I think I've ever seen in NHL 20, which is win the President's Trophy with 60+ wins. We had a great rookie year from Connor Bedard. Maybe we didn't have the top league score, but we had a couple in there. And then our AHL team wins the Calder Cup as well. So it's like, come on, man. This is like, this can cap off the perfect season, or it could probably blow it here. So let's see what happens. I'm a little weary as we've lost 2 games in a row to the Avalanche. What's going to happen here on home ice? So first period, it's a 1-1 game as McKinnon and Bean both convert on the power plays. We outshoot them 15-11. Second period, it's a 4-3 game for Colorado as Dickinson, McKinnon, and Rantanen score, and Perfetti and Barker score for us. All right, man, we got 1 period here to try and tie this game up and win the Stanley Cup. All right, here we go. We got to convert here, man. You got to get a goal. You got to do something, and there's just not enough time left. Okay, McKinnon, dear goodness, man. I know you're a good player and all, but, like, stop it. Get up slowly, Rantanen, as your teams get scored on, because Lafreniere's a better player than McKinnon. At this point in the game, probably not, but he's close. So, God help me. Let's just keep the pressure on, boys. We got a tie game now. Didn't take too long, as Lafreniere is just simply a better player than most of Colorado's team. Thank you. Big fucking rebounds, boys. Where's our defense? Nowhere in sight. And we're down yet again. How do they have so many guys up in the rush? I'm sorry. Like, that's just impossible. Alright, here we go. Evan Rodriguez picks it. My God, Grubauer's trash. He's actually terrible, man. We're just sniping him. It's a great goal, man. That was within a minute, I'm pretty sure, that we tie the game up here, so that's huge. We're not lying down, man. This team is just not going away here. This is the Stanley Cup Finals. We are going to win this. I'm done. I'm done with this game, man. It's like constant hook, hook, hook. This is literally how the fucking team plays. They just stick lift like crazy, and there's no calls. Like, there should be at least 10 fucking hooks in the last 5 minutes. God. And Lucas Raymond is just standing alone in front. What's my defenseman doing? Hey, AI? Hey, AI? What are you doing? That, like, proved me wrong. That this team is not trash. Brant Clark, a rookie defenseman, decides to just tee one up and beat Screwhour over the same shoulder whenever he feels like it. Like, that was seconds, guys. That was seconds, and we are still tied on a ridiculous game that we just cannot seem to take the lead on. Just control the game, boys. Come on. There you go. Nathan McKinnon takes a penalty at the worst possible time. It's probably going to cost his team a Stanley Cup. Harrison O'Brien tees one up. It gets blocked again. Jamie Barker into the slot. Rebound. Eric Stahl buries it. Let's go, man. Let's go. One of our biggest leaders on this team, even though he doesn't have the C anymore, is able to put away a power play goal at a huge opportunity. That is a huge time to score, man, and that might just wrap it up here, Colorado. Your alternate captain, your best player, takes a penalty at the wrong time, and you're down all of a sudden. He had time to wind up for the slap shot, because that's how far off Nurse was from him. Let's go, boys. We're so close. We are so close. Oh, I'm getting chills because this could be the first time our team ever wins it. Colorado fans are looking a little depressed right now because they came all the way to Halifax maybe and might not even win it. There we go. That was the play. I can't move. I can't move. What is? I literally couldn't skate there for a minute. Anyways, empty net. We've done it. We've won the Stanley Cup, guys. Even though my recording's flipping out, acting a little weird, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. So they're going to keep coming, obviously. And, oh goodness. There we go. We give up a goal right away. 30 seconds left because whatever reason, Carter Hart decided to jump out of his net. That didn't make any sense at all. And we could still give this up, man. Come on. Alright, and we are going to kill off the last 30 seconds here as Colorado just isn't going to get a good control of it. 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's go. Carter Hart did make a pretty big save there, but that is the Stanley Cup, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my gosh, that was actually one of the craziest series I've ever played, man. 8-7 win in the final. Oh my goodness. That was too much, man. I'm like, oh, my heart's just thumping like this right now because we were way too close on that. But your Halifax Highlanders are 2023/24 Stanley Cup champions. That's huge. That's huge because we meet all our goals, cap off, in my opinion, the perfect season. And my goodness, what a year it was for the Halifax Highlanders. Perfetti, we need to change to number 91 again because that was Taylor Hall's number, but he's obviously not on our team anymore. Bone Byram beats his old team here to get a Stanley Cup. And that's massive, man. Yes, we did trade Hayden Fleury in that deal, but Connor Bedard in his rookie year will win the Conn Smythe as he put up a massive amount of points. I don't know why he's got such a huge beard. I probably shouldn't have given him a full-on playoff beard to start here at just 19 years old or 18 years old. But that's crazy, man. That's just crazy. So here we go. Jamie Barker gonna get to lift the Stanley Cup here. He's been a huge leader on this team. We picked him up out of free agency in the first year there, and he's really turned out for us. He's been absolutely phenomenal, been putting up crazy good numbers, and he's going to get to lift Lord Stanley first year, baby. Let's go. Honestly, he's such a steal of a contract at just $8.8 million bucks. Totally worth it. Hands Duclair the cup. Anthony Duclair going to get to lift this year. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Who gets it next? Number 78, Brennan Othman. Another rookie on this team. He's been actually fantastic for us too. Not quite as crazy as Connor Bedard, but still. Great season. Great season, boys. And yeah, the Halifax crowd is just going crazy, man. First ever Stanley Cup in the first 5 seasons of this franchise. That's pretty huge. That is pretty huge. And obviously, Carter Hart, one of the most critical pieces of this team, is going to get to lift his first ever. Actually, yeah, it's his first ever Stanley Cup because Philly won it last year without him somehow. So here's your picture with the Stanley Cup. I think I'm going to just shrink this a little bit if I can. Actually, let's just go like this. Oh no, like that. There you go. Your 2025 Stanley Cup champions. So guys, that really was like the most perfect season ever, in my opinion. Obviously we're not gonna like win a draft lottery or anything, but that was just fantastic. And as you can see right here, that is about the sweetest screen you can have in franchise mode. Your team wins the Stanley Cup and your AHL system wins the Calder Cup in one season. Let's go, boys. So I think we're going to wrap it up for this episode, as this has been a pretty long episode. We will get to the draft next episode, but if you look at the progress report on this team, man, the amount of growth we have seen in players is just fantastic. Like, I would be surprised if one of these guys does not jump up to a franchise potential after the season we just had. Jake Bean's been fantastic. Eric Stahl's at an 84 still. Like, that's crazy. Connor Bedard had an absolute banger of a rookie season, man. For the number 2 overall pick, like, he literally couldn't have been any better for us. He absolutely killed it. So, and I mean, you know, Brendan Othman had a pretty decent rookie season too. You put up 56 points in your first season in the NHL. You probably got a pretty promising career ahead of you. Yeah, man, that was just a fantastic year. The thing that surprised me a little bit was that Marc-Andre Fleury actually won the playoff MVP. Yes, he was insane, but in the playoffs, how many wins did he have? He must have had a lot. Yeah, he won 10 games out of 12, so he was pretty insane, man. Alright, so that's our team. We're gonna get to the draft next episode because this has just been forever. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed this episode of literally the perfect season, then please go down below. Make sure you leave a like on the video to help out the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to my channel. Make sure you're clicking right in here in this corner. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and turn on notifications so you don't miss when I upload. And also make sure you comment on this video to possibly get featured in the upcoming videos of this series. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Etanyos signing out, and see ya.